they will accept him as the candidate. So, pretty cool flow of events. Compelling plotline. I'm about it. Let's see what happens. My only complaint about this game is I wish some of it was voice acted. Danganronpa truly spoiled me with this, as did Zero Escape, so... Anyway. Oh, whoa. How'd we get on Tux's profile? That's insane. 880 YouTube hours, my goodness. Oh, lots of people playing Metroid, huh? The bandana? I didn't look for it, if we're being honest. I do need to show you guys my cleaning bandana, though. It's red, just like Kazuma's. It doesn't flow as much, though. It ruins the authenticity. Is that the fighting game bandana? Yes. It says Street Fighter on it, I think. Did I wear that for a stream like a long time ago, man? You think Kevin burned it? No, Kevin likes it when I wear it. I wore it, really, a long time ago, right? Probably like 3 years ago.
Oh my.
Yo, my stream is like 4 years old, you guys. Can you believe that?
Pardonnez-moi.
My stream is actually hella old. Including a former roommate that shall not be named. Yeah, let's not name him. Please don't name him. He is the worst, and that is the truth. 18th February, 9:45 a.m., the Old Bailey Defendant's Antechamber. Oh, thank goodness, we're in time. There's still 15 minutes until the trial begins. I never knew a horse-drawn carriage could go so fast. I thought my teeth were gonna rattle loose. Did you hear what I said to the driver when we climbed aboard? Get us to our destination in 5 minutes, driver, and there's a guinea in it for you. It's one of my favorite lines from the Herlock Sholmes stories, and it worked perfectly. I'm not sure why you're so pleased. I thought we were going to die and we had to pay gold for the privilege. Well, at least we arrived here before the trial started. Yes, I suppose there's that. You want a guinea pig? This white blend is delicious. I'm so about this. Anyway, I don't understand it. The court clerk said the defendant should be here, and there's no sign of him at all. So this is the Old Bailey. Even this room for defendants to wait in it is grand. Are you alright, Mr. Naruhodo? I'm feeling tense, that's all. This place gives me the same sense of foreboding that I remember from the Supreme Court in Japan. An oppressive air, almost as if the building itself is going to crush whoever is about to be sentenced. It feels like only yesterday that I was the one about to be crushed. Yes, whoever the man you're to defend is, I imagine he's very alone at this moment. Okay, so the Cliff Notes version, Jam. Basically, there was a Russian ballerina that was running away from Russia, staying in the room next to him. Her cat that she was illegally carrying on board escaped her grasp and went through a vent into Kazuma's room, Headband-chan. She knocks on his door like, oh my god, can you please help me? Where's my cat? And he gets to know her and is like, oh yeah, I'll help you find her. They find the cat. And then she tells the story about how she's a runaway ballerina because Kazuma recognized her from a newspaper article. Then, he goes, she says, basically she's begging him, please don't tell anybody my identity. And he goes, okay, let me go get another opinion on this. He turns around there's like a cupboard where Ryunosuke, the main character, has been sleeping because he's a stowaway. And then there's also a bell that you can ring to notify the captain. So she thought he was going to ring the bell to tell the captain about her. She panicked and pushed him, and he falls and breaks his neck. In reality, he was going to go into the cupboard and ask main character Chan to come out, and they could, like, discuss it together. But she didn't know that because she's a paranoid 15-year-old Russian. So it was actually quite sad because he died for literally no reason. But because of his death, Ryunosuke is now going to try and be the representative for this study tour, which is what Kazuma was going on. He's a Japanese lawyer going to learn law in Great Britain. So because Kazuma is deceased, he now wants to like carry his torch and go and become the lawyer in Great Britain. But in order to do that, the Chief Justice in Great Britain says, if you want to prove to me that you're legit, you're going to go to this case, which is happening in like 30 minutes or something, and you're going to defend this dude that's being accused of murder. And if you can do that, then I will entertain the possibility that you can be the candidate. So the story has actually been quite good so far. Top of the morning to you, madam. Sir? Oh, no. What are yous doing following me here? Tings are fair desperate, are they? Sorry? Would you look at those expressionless faces from the east, yous? We're from Japan, yes. Ah, Japan is it? Right, say no more. So, how much do yous need? No, we're just here because... No need to explain, fella. I've been there myself, so I have. No place to go, nothing to eat, barely a penny to your name, and all while in a strange, faraway land. Well, actually, we haven't found a place to stay yet, no. 'Tis grand, 'tis grand! Let me start by giving yous 1,000 guineas. Say nothing now. 1,000 guineas? Please, Miss Susato, you don't have to shout. What 1,000 guineas is? It's enough to build an entire mansion in the most prestigious area of Tokyo. What? Is nothing to me at all. I like to ensure I have sufficient funds to weather a rainy day, you see. I've enough wealth to buy the city of London 2 or 3 times over. Could that much rain even fall in one day? Well, even so, we couldn't possibly accept such a large sum of money. Ah! That hit me in the eye. Don't get me wrong, fella. I'm not giving it to you no strings attached. I'll be wanting you to do something for me. Oh? To be honest, 'tis a little embarrassing. The trial's about to begin, you see. Is for me good self here, I'll be in the dock. So now, what I want you to do is come along with me and stand there beside me. Officially, you'd be my lawyer, but that's just a little detail now. Oh, well the thing is, don't worry a ting. All you got to do is stand up next to me, nothing more. Otherwise, you see, the trial is gonna start without me having any kind of representation at all. It's because of the tone of the game, Jam. The characters are very played up. There's humor in the dialogue. But similarly to Dragon Quest, there are, like, underlying serious tones, but the game comes across somewhat lighthearted. I definitely picked up on that, too. I am talking the game in general. I think you might be just talking about one character, but this, in general, feels like visual novel Dragon Quest. Lord Chief Justice wasn't making it all up. I'm terribly sorry to have you to ask, but does that mean you're the defendant in this trial? Bluster and blazes, do yous not know who I am? Me, one of London's biggest names. No, sorry. We've only just arrived in the city, you see. I see. I suppose it isn't altogether impossible. Well, just next to Hyde Park, there in the center of London, is another beautiful park. Sorry, a park? What? It's called McGilded Park. Full of blossoming flowers in the spring and singing birds and whatnot. I donated it to the city, so I did. An entire park in central London? A city of smiles, that's my vision for London. There's nothing Magnus McGilded wouldn't do for the city and its queer old people. That's amazing. I mean, really extraordinary. But now they've the gall to say I'm a good-for-nothing criminal. Me, Magnus McGilded. This is the matter with the London police, I ask ya. Alright, don't pass out. Mr. Naruhodo? Perhaps now would be a good time to introduce ourselves while the gentleman catches his breath. Good idea. Mr. McGilded, the thing is, we're actually here in London to study British law. We're law students on a study tour from Japan, you see. So, if you don't have a lawyer for the trial yet, and you'd be happy to put yourself in our hands, we'll do our best. What was I after saying, you daft Egypt? I've given you 1,000 guineas to stand up there next to me, haven't I? Well, yes, but I wasn't really offering to just stand there next to you. Oh, I think I see a little what's going on here. Sorry. I know what you're thinking. This chancer of a fella claims to have more money than the Queen. But if that's true, why the blazes can't he hire the finest lawyer in all of England? Because he did! That's the only explanation. Well? Exactly. Yes, exactly. What now? Well, like you said, if you have all that money but you don't have anyone to represent you in court, there's no other logical conclusion than that you're guilty of the charges. Well, you call a spade in the East, so you do. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean any offense. I still can't express myself very well in English, you see. And I'm never sure what's acceptable to say and what isn't, so... That's so. Because you sounded fluent enough when you were telling me what a blackguard I must be. I'm terribly sorry. I can't say that I blame you for taking it, fella. It is a little strange, to be honest. Why don't you have a lawyer, I mean? That would be the fault of the Reaper. Sorry, did he just say Reaper? Aye, the Grim Reaper of the Bailey. Lord Barrick von Zykes. He's the prosecutor. The prosecutor is the Grim Reaper? When Van Zykes stands in the prosecution, they call the accused his sacrificial lambs. And to this day, in every single trial in which he's been the prosecutor, the accused has been damned. What? So it's reached the desperate situation where there's no one willing to stand in defense against the fella at all. You could say he's a living legend of Old Bailey. Goodness, Lord Barrick von Zykes. He must be an exceptionally talented prosecutor, then. Talented isn't the word you're looking for, madam. It's cursed. Cursed? What on earth? The defendant is summoned, and his counsel. Make your way into the courtroom. The trial is to begin. His counsel? That would be me. Oh, 'tis time. Well then, fella, don't let me down. But I don't know anything about the case. You haven't told me what happened. Oh, oops. Wrong voice. Until you showed your face here, I made me mind up, so I had... Sorry? I decided I'd have to tell myself in there. How would that have worked? But then you made an appearance, a student of law, wouldn't you know? 'Tis no accident. I can assure you of that. It's fate. So don't get cold feet now, please. Okay, I don't really super love this person we're defending, but I'll do it. I literally know nothing about the case or about this man who stands accused. In fact, the only thing I do know is that I can't just turn my back on him. Mr. Naruhodo? The man has no one. He'll have to stand alone in that courtroom, armed with nothing to defend himself. Yes, something that Kazuma would never have allowed to happen. Counsel for the defense, what are you doing? If you are late to the start of the trial, you will lose your right to stand. I'll be right there. It's happening then. My first trial in a British court. I hope you're watching over me, Kazuma. Because I have no idea how I'm going to manage this. Okay, here we go. Is that a maid? So this is the highest court in Great Britain, the Old Bailey. The centuries of history in this place is palpable, isn't it? It's so different from the Supreme Court in Japan. It feels both imposing and serene at the same time. The atmosphere almost makes words redundant. Whatever the country, determining a person's guilt or innocence is always a solemn affair. May I say something, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, yes, what? Why is he freaking out? Your eyes look ready to pop out of your head again. I know, but I just can't help it. Oh my god. The characters in this game. I am the in the name of Her Majesty the Queen, I hereby declare this court to be in session. We are here today to determine the guilt or innocence of Mr. Magnus McGilded. I call now upon the counsels for the prosecution and defense to declare their willingness to proceed. So this guy, Prosecutor Chan, is literally a vampire. The prosecution is fully prepared. That must be the Reaper of the Bailey. He really does look fully prepared to dispatch his next poor victim to the underworld. Counsel for the defense, you appear to be Eastern. Do you speak English? Huh? Oh, yes, of course. Sorry. But he asked if the defense was ready, and I couldn't be further from ready if I tried. Those eyes please me, Nipponese. They shroud your fear, your doubt, your trepidation. They run wild, clinging to some phantom notion of courage. The quintessential look of a sacrificial lamb. Ugh! A cold shiver just ran down my spine, all the way to the tips of my toes. You're not. Oh, Jam, you like Dracula Chan? Now, Mr. McGilded. Yes, my lord.
You stand accused of murder. A capital offense. You could be sent to the gallows if found guilty. Are you quite sure you wish to entrust your defense to this foreigner?
As I've always said, my lord, 'tis a grand thing to give opportunities to the young. Even if the fella is a student from some little island off in the Far East, it is not the British way to ignore the dangers to yourself and give those to the less fortunate a fair chance. I'd like to think that acts of chivalry do the great British Empire proud. Listen to Mr. McGilded. What a fine gentleman. London had him. Did you hear that he donated 5,000 something? Mother, maybe... Okay, that stop auto-scrolling. It seems as though everyone in the public gallery is firmly behind Mr. McGilded. That's definitely welcome news, and he certainly has a way with words. I'm surprised he couldn't convince anyone to defend him.
Eloquently put, Mr. McGilded, and most laudable sentiments. Now, ladies and gentlemen of the jury, I'm sure I need hardly remind you.
Look at these people. That guy literally has a knife.
That you 6 members of the public have been selected for your impartiality. Are you prepared to proceed?
Jam is among the juries, but I won't say which one.
How dare you?
Yes, my lord. If the task is to send rotters to the gallows where they belong, I'm more than ready.
At the manor, his lordship always says we should dispose of rubbish promptly. Naturally, I agree.
Any criminals here will soon be wishing they'd never set eyes on me.
Ah, she didn't say anything. Okay, that one's me.
I feel chill.
Oh, don't mind me, my dears. I'll just be getting on with my knitting. Just finish these mitts for my grandson. Nah, Nana is Phil. Mr. Naruhodo, these people are... The jury, yes. That's something we don't have in Japan yet. That's right. I've only ever read about it. But here in Great Britain, the court's final verdict depends on the opinions of these 6 jurors. The judge passes sentences according to the law, but the jurors determine guilt based on common sense. So the defendant is ultimately judged from 2 completely different points of view. But how exactly do the jurors get their verdict? That I don't know, but I'm sure it will become clear as the trial progresses. Yes.
Prosecutor Van Zykes. My lord. It's been a number of years since we've seen you here in the courtroom. I thought you'd renounced your fame. I'm known as the Reaper of the Bailey, my lord. Infamy rather than fame, I would say. But yes, 5 years have passed since I last spread my wings in this capacity. So, what brings you back? Is there some change of circumstance of which the court should be aware? I leave that to your imagination, my lord.
So the Reaper has been out of action for 5 years. Why did he have to choose today of all days to make a comeback? Don't lose heart, Mr. Naruhodo!
As you wish, sir. The court nevertheless welcomes your return. Now then, opening statements, I think. A summary of the case, if you please. Certainly, my lord. As your lordship is aware, this is a case of overwhelming simplicity. We must be the only ones in here who aren't aware. The incident took place in the late evening, 3 days past. The hour was some minutes after 10. The victim was a maker of building bricks known in the community as Thrice-Fired Mason. Sorry, Thrice? He was a very accomplished craftsman. The bricks he fired were said to be almost indestructible.
Hey, what's up, Cash? Yes, our day has just been fantastic today. I have not relaxed so much in quite some time. Oh, damn! A knife in the gut?
The victim's corpse was discovered in an omnibus
It hurts.
in service of the streets of London at the time. A dagger that had been thrust into the victim's abdomen is believed to be the ultimate cause of death. Here's the autopsy report from the investigating medical officer at Scotland Yard. Thank you, Counsel. I shall accept that and the photograph as evidence.
Okay. Monokuma report? Got it. Yes, okay, the photograph.
And one further item of evidence. The prosecution wishes to submit these as well. And these are... Good Lord! Is that blood, Counsel? Yes, my lord. Seized by a policeman who arrived at the scene. These gore-soaked gloves were taken from the hands of the accused when he was arrested.
What? Mr. McGilded's gloves had blood on them.
Yes, I will accept these as evidence as well.
You know, I think that this dynamic is actually really exciting. I'm being immediately reminded of the first trial, and it's like this whole thing just seems very exciting to me. I don't know if anybody else is feeling that way, but I really like the way that they build up the characters and the details in this game, and I'm getting good vibes about this. The defendant's leather gloves have been added to the courtroom record. How did I get into this? I'm backed into a corner before I've even started.
Continuing. According to the driver of the omnibus, there were only 2 passengers traveling inside his vehicle at the time.
Only 2?
Obviously, one of those passengers was the deceased brickmaker, Mr. Mason. The other was the accused, Magnus McGilded. Well, rather damning circumstances, to say the least. Defendant, what say you?
Well, of course I have no recollection of such a thing. Mr. McGilded? To be sure, I rode the omnibus that evening, but whenever I'm in a carriage, I've taken with a fierce tiredness and I always succumb to it.
Are you claiming to have been asleep?
'Tis the motion of the carriage, my lord. Tilton, so it is. Wait, Lilton, so it is. And when I opened my eyes again, 'twas a desperate sight before me. The body of a man I'd never laid eyes on before in my life. So how the heck did you get in the carriage with somebody to begin with? You didn't see him? What is this? Now, I ask yous, what good-hearted soul would rush to help a fella bleeding from his stomach? I wasn't about to start worrying about my gloves now, was I? I reached out to give the man a hand. Isn't it bad, like, if you're impaled with something and you remove the thing that you're impaled with, doesn't your blood, like, out of the opening? So, like, that's bad. So the blood got onto the gloves then, after the man had been killed.
Unfortunately, that statement of the driver's is only the beginning.
What? That's not all of it.
There were multiple witnesses to the precise moment at which the brickmaker was fatally stabbed.
I love the typewriter woman. She is amazing.
Order! 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 When the killing took place, only the victim and the accused were inside the carriage, and there were witnesses to the crime. This is not just a case of compelling evidence. It's the nail in the coffin for the accused. Thank you, counsel. The circumstances of the crime have been made quite clear. I think we will hear testimony from these witnesses, first of all. Your wish is my command. Bailiff, bring the witnesses in at once. Oh, Lord. Witnesses, your names and occupations. My name is, well, everybody calls me Bippo. I drive an omnibus in the East End. Bruce Fairplay. I'm a banker in the city.
My name Firth. Lady Firth. I, McHat for Jeff.
Let's begin by confirming the facts. 3 days ago, at a short time after 10 o'clock in the evening, all of you present in the stand were in an omnibus and witness to the aforementioned incident. Is that correct? Yes, sir. Quite right.
Yeah, sir. That's right, sir.
Very well, let's proceed to your formal testimonies, please. Each of you will tell the court precisely what you saw. It was the last bus of the evening, so I had a few customers. I remember it well. The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus.
Ah! Okay. Well, that's an important detail, yes. If you were sitting next to somebody, would you stab them directly in the stomach? Maybe, but probably not. We should consult Tubby.
Then out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts.
Ooh! That's right! He stabbed him! I screamed, I did. Couldn't help it.
As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped the bus.
Pour down.
And then I saw it too. Unambiguous testimony, I must say.
Oh, hey, Mars. Glad that you're still here. Are you enjoying the Ace Attorney so far?
Exactly, my lord. These men witnessed the incident in the omnibus with their own eyes.
I'd like to ask a question, if I may.
Yes, counsel.
Well, this testimony makes absolutely no sense to me whatsoever.
Why not?
Well, the incident took place inside a moving carriage, didn't it? Ah, yes, just normal things. We just started the trial for the third chapter. Do you need to be caught up?
As has been clearly stated from the outset, yes.
Well, in that case, how could those two witnesses possibly have seen what happened? There's no way they could have seen the inside of a moving carriage.
How quaint. I'd read that civilization in the Eastern Island nations was a good century behind our own.
Aww. The thing about this game, though, is there is an overarching story, but each trial is kind of its own tale. So right now, we're just trying to figure out how our defendant was inside of a moving carriage with somebody that wound up dead, but didn't kill him. And this Dracula dude right here is the prosecutor, who's like super famous for winning cases. That's my summary that I'm willing to offer you. There's a lot of other shit that happened, but that's what's going on right now. Also, this white blend is freaking delicious, and I'm gonna be right back. I'm gonna rate this 5 stars. You hear that, Christy? Five stars out of... what?
But you're here in London yourself. Are you really so ignorant about our omnibuses?
Huh? Oh, wait. Hold on. E7 is beckoning real quick. We've been farming hunts all day. And it chooses now to do this. Wait. Oh. Yes, so the inside joke is my friend works for this online wine subscription, and their whole thing is log in to rate your wines. So it's out of 5 stars, and this white blend is delicious. It's like the tastiest white wine I've ever had in my life. It tastes like peaches and coconut. It's just... I love it. I love it so much. Tell me, my Nipponese friend, have you ever traveled in an omnibus? We only arrived in London this morning. No matter. I've arranged for us all to see ourselves. The actual scene of the crime, that is. What do you mean? The actual scene? How? The carriage is designed to be moved, after all. Presumably you understand that much. Yes. The omnibus in which this bloody crime took place is here today. In this very building. Here? What? The entire carriage? Bailiff! Bring forth the stricken omnibus. So that's an omnibus.
My.
The omnibus. I can't believe they could bring something so enormous in here. Great Britain's courtrooms are amazing. As you can see, the omnibus is pulled by 2 horses and can carry up to 8 passengers. 4 passengers seated inside the enclosed cabin, and another 4 on the rooftop deck above. Oh, that is so obviously linked to the case. There was a dude chilling in the upstairs floor, waiting to drop down and murder the person that died.
You know the murder weapon is the shot put ball.
I don't think it was a shot put ball. And the defendant claims to have been asleep, which could be the truth.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry!
Yeah, thank you, Rosenlock. Every Londoner knows that the best views of the city's architecture and sights are to be had from the top of an omnibus. And I should point out to our foreign guests that there is a skylight on the roof, allowing a view of the interior from the seats above. Ah, a skylight. Oh! The penny drops at last, I see. These 2 gentlemen were occupying the rooftop seats of this omnibus when the murder took place. Oh, so wait, maybe not. If these 2 people were there... then well... yeah, maybe they're the murderers. And that is how they came to witness the grim incident through the skylight. Kevin?
Going back out after.
Why?
I need to go put gas in the car, creamer.
You didn't want to do that on your way back? At work?
Or no. Here. Realized when I got to work.
Oh.
Shouldn't be. Anyway, so yeah, I'm gonna go out to grab.
We have bread, actually.
No, no, that's right.
Ah, that makes perfect sense.
Well, Council, this is a first. In all my years behind the bench, I've never experienced the crime scene itself being brought into the courtroom. There are a number of important clues remaining inside the carriage, my lord. I would like to submit the omnibus itself as evidence. That is the prosecution's wish. Very well, I see no reason why not. This omnibus is hereby formally accepted as evidence.
Sorry. I'm just trying to get rid of the things.
I can't believe it. The entire crime scene entered as evidence? Yes, Great Britain is simply extraordinary. I could help myself a lot by giving that omnibus a thorough examination, seeing as it's here.
Let us continue with the proceedings then. Your cross-examination, Counsel.
Thank you, I'm sorry. You're a good girl, I'm just trying to help guys out.
Well, let's open the door and go inside, shall we? Ugh, the scene of a murder. It's horrible. Okay. So. That's blood that's soaked into the seat. The victim's obviously. Yes, and that would be clearly visible. That would clearly be visible from the roof deck. Would you really stab somebody in full view of other passengers like that, I wonder? Well, it was after dark, and there was a lamp on in here, so perhaps the culprit couldn't see outside through the skylight. Whichever way you look at it, it doesn't seem like it was a planned attack. Ah, that's a poster from the Great Exhibition that's due to start 6 months from now. There's a lot of focus being drawn to the Crystal Tower, the centerpiece of the whole exposition. Oh, the Crystal Tower. It's under construction already, I believe. People all over London must be fizzing with excitement at the prospect of such a grand event. Okay, same thing. Hey, what's up, Thomas? The seat looks reasonably soft, but it's actually rather hard when you sit on it. And only just wide enough for two gentlemen to sit side by side, really. Of course, an English gentlewoman would be dressed in such finery. It would be quite impossible for her to climb up to the roof deck, so she would have to be seated in here. A young woman in a kimono would have the same problem. Women's clothes are very impractical, aren't they? It's quite a large skylight, isn't it? Yes, quite large enough to afford a good view into the cabin from the roof deck. Hey, Zanzus. We could look below the seats. Ah, there doesn't appear to be a handle or catch of any description. So I suppose it can't be opened from inside the cabin at least. It can't be opened from inside the cabin. Which means it has to be... that they opened it from above. Yeah, it doesn't look like a jam. We can't examine anything,
Have you seen enough? Let's step back outside then.
Okay, come on.
So this is the roof deck of the omnibus. Oh, you must have a wonderful view of London streets from up there.
So people sit all the way up here on bitter winter nights with the cold air rushing past them, and they have to pay money to do so.
Brr, I can't imagine how cold it must feel.
Let's go, Etir. We'd love to see the progress. That just made me think of something horrible. Can you imagine being dragged around in the city? Oh, dragged around the city in the freezing cold as a punishment.
Perhaps that is the real price you pay to stay out late.
You can clearly see inside the carriage through this opening, that's for sure.
Yes, and there's a lamp in the enclosed cabin, so I'm sure the witnesses would have been able to see quite clearly.
That's not good for us. Phoenix Wright Omnibus. Oh dear. Kisuan, you want me to give Ryunosuke her voice? Let us continue with the proceedings then, your cross-examination counsel. Pray don't expect this Nipponese stray to understand the intricacies of a British court's cross-examination rights. Alright, my first cross-examination in a British court. Oh. I'm supposed to do...
Focus, Ryunosuke, focus.
Only for one scene. What the witnesses saw.
It was the last bus of the evening, so I had a few customers. I remember it well. The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. Then, out of the blue, the accused just reached over and plunged a knife right into his guts.
That's right, he stabbed him. I screamed, I did. Couldn't help it.
As soon as I heard the scream, I stopped the bus, and then I saw it too.
Alright, so when that happened, the only two people in the enclosed cabin were the victim and the defendant. And, so help me, 3 whole people witnessed the man I'm trying to defend do the deed.
I don't like to be pessimistic, but we do seem to be in a rather difficult situation here.
What am I supposed to think here? Is Mr. McGilded really innocent? Or could it be...
Before we jump to conclusions, our task should be to gather information. We need to understand the case much better than we do at the moment.
Yes, you're absolutely right. Let's listen to those witness statements again, a little more carefully this time. Okay. I think this is where it's gonna go, because the victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other. So, if that is true, We don't know, Jam.
Oh my.
Oh. Reached over and plunged the knife right into his guts. This is definitely blood, isn't it? Not the most pleasant sight to be confronted with on our first day in London.
Well, nothing will come of grumbling now.
No, by the way, is Mr. McGilded right-handed?
Yes, I believe so. He was toying with a coin in his right hand earlier.
Ah, if only he'd been left-handed.
I think blood on either glove would be fairly incriminating, really.
Hmm. So, if this guy was driving the bus, how did he see what happened? I think we need to use the press command. Let's press. We're gonna press the second guy. The victim and the man accused of killing him were sat next to each other inside the bus. And you saw them through the skyline in the roof of the carriage?
That's right. Oh, when you sit on the top deck, the window's right there at your feet. There was a lamp on inside, so I had a pretty good view. The two of them were wearing hats, and I couldn't exactly make out their faces. But there's not a shred of doubt in my mind that it was Mr. McGilded.
How can you be so sure?
Well, how can I put it politely? Mr. McGilded is a gentleman of rather small stature. I couldn't have mistaken him for anyone else. Let's not forget that when the vehicle came to a halt, the only people inside the enclosed cabin were the deceased Mr. Mason and Mr. McGilded. There is no room for doubt here.
Ah, I really wish there was. And out of the blue, just okay. Let's press that. There's no downside to pressing, is there? You actually saw the exact moment it happened?
I already testify to that? Or are you fair... Or are fair dinkum hard-working city bankers not considered trustworthy these days? Oh, no, I didn't mean that. This is no good. I've really got his backup. Perhaps you could just tell us what you...
My lord!
Juror number 3. What's the meaning of this?
My mind is made up, my lord. Completely and utterly made up.
Made up about what?
I don't like this stinking rich. Never have. They're always up to something or other that they shouldn't be. Every one of them. And that little leprechaun of a man is no exception. Well, he can't fool me.
So you're literally biased.
There's no point in wasting time listening to any more of this. That's my opinion on the matter, anyway.
That is precisely what I was about to say. As the...
Oh, God.
As the foreman of the jury, it's my duty to set a good example to my fellow jurors.
What is happening here? Let me see. Ah, yes, it seems that's how the members of the jury give their verdicts.
With fire?
Apparently, yes. White for innocent and black for guilty. As the 6 members of the jury make up their minds about the case, one by one, each must cast a ball of fire into the great scales of justice, as we saw a moment ago.
So if those enormous scales fall completely to the black side, does that mean...
Let's do our very best to make sure that doesn't happen.
Now I'm even more worried than I was before. Oh, hey, Phil.
Yeah, Phil, you're literally on the jury group. But you're an old nana just knitting. Phil, how's your night going? We did a bunch of Genshin, and we're playing this very fun game right now.
Very well. The court acknowledges the change in the jury's stance. Counsel for the defense, please continue with your cross-examination.
You got 5 characters at level 80? Let's go. You're already past Tux. You are literally already past Tux. 75 wishes for Tartaglia? Let's go. I'm so excited. We're doing a summoning party on Tuesday. This is a nightmare. I have like 100-something wishes. I'm pretty excited.
That's right, he stabbed him. I screamed and I couldn't help it.
Hold it!
He stabbed him, you say, and you were sitting on the top roof deck, were you?
Yes, that's right, sir. I was up on the roof deck. I remember seeing the little gent thing next to the fellow that was stabbed. I've been thinking about a new hat design, you see, so I was just gazing absent-mindedly around him. And then I happened to look down through the skylight. It was sticking right out of his belly! That huge great knife!
A grim sight indeed. That didn't help me at all. The jury look like they're even more convinced my client did it than they were before. That's you at the end there, Phil.
It appears to have made everyone even more dubious that Mr. McGilded is telling the truth. If only we had some evidence to counter their suspicions.
Mr. First. Well, the granny's on the jury, so she's not up for innocent or guilty. She's just here to make a decision.
Oh, yes, sir.
Is this the knife you saw? Maybe...
Oh, good grief! Yes, that's it! The very one, sir!
Is that...
Maybe.
Yes, Counsel, this is the blade that was driven into the victim's belly, like a stake through the heart. Now, Kisuan, I'm gonna refund your points to you. It's actually gonna kill my voice to do that, so I'm not doing it. That is a blade of considerable size, Counsel. It is. And furthermore, the scabbard is emblazoned prominently with a certain initial. The letter M, which seems oddly familiar. Oh, you got the horny grandma voice. Phil. Please no. M for Magnus, perhaps, or McGilded, possibly. Take your pick. It seems this particular big name in London made a magnificent mistake. But there are M's everywhere. Yes! Like in Mason!
Objection!
This blade is far too extravagant for a poor brickmaker to have owned. No, this weapon of murder almost certainly belongs to the accused. Thanks, Phil. Get him refunded for 2 because he wanted me to put the main character in Susato's voice and I'm just not doing it.
Not conclusive, but certainly compelling, Counsel.
The murder weapon? Okay, got it. My lord, if you'll forgive the interruption.
Ah, juror number 2, go on.
Mr. McGilded is a pillar of society and a gentleman's world should be sacrosanct. However, for those of us in service, no, we must accept hard truths. Dispose of the rubbish. No! I don't wish to cause any offense, but I do like to eradicate all traces of filth and grime. I have painstakingly typed every word uttered here today and cross-referenced all the facts. In such, I am now in a position to draw the only logical conclusion. Not again! That's 4 out of 6 jury members who proposed a guilty verdict! There are only 2 left! We've had it. Every time I press the witness for more information, I just make the situation worse. Nevertheless, what we need more than anything at the moment is more information. We're still very much in the dark. I suppose we'll just have to keep pressing the witnesses, knowing that more sparks may fly. We mustn't give up hope that we'll uncover something that will give us a way to fight back. But... Alright, I'll keep trying. I can't give up. I just need to keep calm and listen to the witnesses' statements again.
Hold it!
What exactly did you see?
Oh, well, that would be the passenger, sir. Yes, collapsed on the floor he was.
Oh, is it in the Genshin channel, Cortex? Ryunosuke carries a sword because it's Kazuma's keepsake. Oh my.
What should I do?
If that's true... I mean, I can't be that mad about it. Is that really copy pasta from Ayaka's banner? So maybe it is fake. I was gonna say, didn't they just run one of these heroes?
Oh, well,
Oh yeah. And by the passenger, obviously, you are referring to the victim, Mr. Mason, the brickmaker.
and then the other passenger had that knife in his hand like this.
Huh?
By the other passenger, obviously, you are referring to the accused, Mr. Magnus McGilded. And then he plunged it down like this, stabbing the other passenger in the belly.
If you were stabbing somebody next to you, wouldn't it be more like this? Not this? What?
Order! Order! It is hard to believe of one of London's greatest philanthropists, but this is damning indeed. The law knows no philanthropists, my lord. Only the innocent and the guilty. Good deeds mean nothing when overshadowed by evil. The truth is everything. Couldn't agree more, sir. The truth.
Alright, so when it happened, the only two people in the enclosed cabin were the victim and the defendant. And so help me, 3 whole people witnessed... Yeah, okay, we already read this. So he didn't challenge this the first time.
Hold it!
Yes, I think it was sometime after 10, wasn't it?
Oh, yes, sir. That's right, sir. Yes. Ever so cold it was, sir. Freezing, in fact.
And you had 4 passengers on board at the time, is that correct?
Yes, that's right, sir. Not all traveling in the same part of the bus, of course, though, no. And there were no other passengers when the incident took place. No one alighted, for example. You're quite right, sir. No other passengers like that, no. None.
So nobody fled the scene of the crime then?
I have to say, the boss insists on it running, he does. Every evening, the last bus of the day. But I do wonder sometimes if it's altogether worthwhile. Yes, sorry to say.
What do you mean by that?
Well, with it being so cold and everything, and only making 20 pence on the run, you see. Yes, I spent that much at the pub on the way home, just trying to warm up again. I just can't believe it, sir. Can't believe it. A murder on my own bus. It's too awful to think about. I haven't been able to shake the cold ever since it happened. My lord, I wish to speak. Yes, sir, number 5. Do I take it that you too, as the master of the London Guild of Coachmen, the idea of a murder being committed in one of the city's carriages is utterly abhorrent to me. It wouldn't be right to make a decision before hearing all the facts, though, I said to myself. But I've heard enough now. The horse has bolted, as they say.
No, please, just keep an open mind.
Gee up now, Silver Blaze. The finish is in sight.
Eater, make that sentence make sense.
Beppo is is a long-standing member of the guild, and I trust what the man says. Oh, thank you, sir. You're too kind, sir.
This is too unkind, sir.
which now means that 5 jurors agreed to condemn this man.
Oh shit, Phil's the linchpin.
Madam Juror number 6. Yes, dear. What can I do for you? You have heard the testimonies of the witnesses in the stand. Oh, yes, I certainly have. Still got my hearing, you know. Then pray tell, why are you yet to pronounce your leaning? Well, dear, the thing is, I'm a creature of habit, me. I always go to the park at around this time of day and sit on a nice bench and get on with my knitting. There's a lovely little park just near where I live. McGilded Park, it's called. The gentleman donated it to the city, you know, to put a smile on Londoners' faces, he said. I can't imagine such a fine young gentleman would have it in him to take another man's life.
He's always doing wonderful things for the city. That's right. A man like that wouldn't stab someone, surely. Mother, may we go to the McGilded Public Library later and borrow some more books?
How many Londoners live with their heads in the clouds? Do you people not know what kind of man Mr. McGilded really is?
What kind of man he is?
The philanthropist, Magnus McGilded, has enough wealth to purchase the entire city he claims to value so highly. And where did all that wealth come from? Your client is a Shylock, sir, and one with the very darkest of souls.
What?
Stone the crows! McGilded lends money at extortionate rates of interest, so his victims have no hope of repaying him. When they default, he takes possession of everything they own. He is a vulture that preys on the weak. I've never heard any mention of that before. Your faculties haven't deserted you, I'm sure, madam. So this thought has not crossed your mind. Would a man wealthy enough to buy... Hiccups. Would a man not wealthy enough to buy London in its entirety not have a carriage of his own? What possible reason could this man have had to make use of a public omnibus service? You're not saying that the victim, a poor brickmaker, had next to nothing to his name save considerable financial liability. It will come as no surprise that his creditor was the accused, Magnus McGilded. But let it also be known that the very day Mr. Mason was killed was the final repayment date for his debts. Good gracious! The brickmaker was destitute. He had lost his house. He had not a shilling with which to repay his debts. And in the end, his pitiful soul had the very last thing he owned taken from him, his life. By the merciless philanthropist pretender Magnus McGilded.
I don't believe it.
If I might add something briefly. Yes, Miss Usato? You claim that the victim has been lent money by Mr. McGilded, but where is the evidence to support your claim? Pray forgive the discourtesy of filling my hollowed chalice in a court of law. Aha! There it is! Lord Van Zyke's hollowed chalice! How can this be considered acceptable? But I find myself in an unexpectedly good humor. I had heard ladies from Far East could show great courage, but I didn't expect to experience it myself. As judicial assistant to the defense, I am simply doing my job. What a pity that your display of courage is in vain.
Yeah, Cortex, I was gonna say... Jam is also on the same level as you, where I'm pretty sure Jam would love Hosonaga. And honestly, he's on the cover. Look, right there. I thought that was Hosonaga at first, but that's definitely Van Zyke's.
This is the debtor's ledger, which details all monies loaned by the accused. You will find the victim's name clearly recorded inside.
Oh!
Allow me to present this ledger as evidence.
I'll take that wine.
And pray forgive this discourtesy of raising my chalice in a toast to the enigmatic East at the same time. A marvelous toast, Counsel. I will gladly accept this new evidence. Ah, yes, 20 guineas. The victim owed a considerable sum.
This portfolio must contain all sorts of secrets of London's gentry.
Oh dear, do you really think we ought to look inside?
Well, it's not as though we know any of London's gentry personally, is it? Apart from our great detective friend, perhaps. Actually, I wonder...
I assure you, you will not find Mr. Sholm's name inside.
Well, let's see what we find. Gosh, it's crammed full of gentlemen's names, isn't it? Well, I suppose they're not all gentlemen at all, are they? After all, not everyone in this country is well off.
Ah, goodness.
What is it?
Look at this. Do you see the name here?
Bruce Fairplay. Should that mean something to me? It does sound strangely familiar, actually.
Bruce Fairplay, the witness testifying at this very moment.
Oh. Well, that's significant. We'll be right back. Isn't that right, kiddo? Oh yes, of course, the banker. Why is his name in here? Ah, he borrowed 20 guineas, did he? And look, the repayment date is fast approaching. It's possible that this is just a coincidence, of course, but this could be very useful information. Ah. So he's being blackmailed, potentially. And the accused made quite certain he had ample recompense. Oh. Well, it would seem I've had the wool pulled over my eye. Regrettably, madam, that is the modus operandi of the accused. And it's such a pretty little park, too. What a scoundrel! Still, maybe it's all for the best. Ah, wait a minute! Let's think about this a little more. I don't stand for nonsense.
Oh, that's that! Hey, I did it! Oh, wait. No, I didn't.
According to this Encyclopedia of British Law, when all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended, and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. That's what it says here. The final verdict? It's over then. Oh! There's a footnote, though. A footnote? However, the defense... All 6 members of the jury are now in agreement in this case. Allow me to convey my respect for your swift and righteous decision. According to the laws of this country, I will now conclude the trial by delivering my final verdict. I trust there are no objections. Mr. Sato, tell me one thing. Oh, yes? You were in the middle of saying something before. The footnote in your Encyclopedia of British Law. However, the defense. What did it say next? Oh, yes, of course. One moment. When all members of the jury have concluded that the defendant is guilty, court proceedings are suspended and the presiding judge will deliver the final verdict and sentence. Then the footnote says, however, the defense has the right to demand a summation examination of the jurors at this point. A summation examination?
Objection!
A summation examination? From which century was that tome you have there been resurrected? Judging from the binding, I would say that book is at least 50 years old. Any modern text on British law wouldn't even give such an antiquated procedure a mention. It's a relic, long forgotten, certainly no longer practiced. You say you're out of luck, so you're out of luck. Oh! What even is it, Mr. Sato? This so-called summation examination. Oh, one moment, and I'll read about it.
All systems online.
You would demand the right to a procedure before you even understand what it entails. Typical Nipponese. All right, Mr. Naruhodo. I think I understand. It seems that under this procedure, we would be able to appeal to the members of the jury. To do what exactly? Appeal to them to change their leaning and reverse their decisions. And it says here that
If successful, the proceedings of the trial must be resumed.
Make them reverse their decisions.
Yes, in times gone by, barristers would use a summation examination to attempt to influence the jury's decisions, but that procedure became something of a formality with no practical benefit, really, so it rather fell out of use.
I wonder why.
Because it was devoid of purpose. Changing just one member of the jury's mind would be hard enough, let alone several. No self-respecting defense barrister would even assert his right to try it in this day and age.
Still, I don't see any mention of the procedure actually being formally revoked.
What are you suggesting?
I'm suggesting that although it may be antiquated and largely forgotten, it isn't yet extinct. What do you think, Mr. Naruhodo?
A summation examination, our last possible option. Do we assert our right to carry it out or admit defeat? The defense wishes to assert its right to a summation examination, my lord.
Objection!
London is the capital city of the most powerful nation on earth. We have a duty to the world to exemplify the very highest standards of judicial procedure. Summation examinations are an embarrassment that should remain buried.
Objection!
But if it's our right, it's our right. I believe it could prove vital to this trial. The defense's petition is perfectly valid. The court will proceed with the summation examination. This is madness. Foreman, are you and the remainder of the jury ready?
I'm not. There was no mention of this in the letter I received, you see, so.
I'm sorry, the what? All members of the jury will be asked to explain on what grounds they have reached their decision.
On what grounds?
You must all justify your decisions and explain why you believe the defendant is to be guilty.
Well, my lord, you're rather putting us on the spot.
This is most irregular. No mention was made of this before. I don't really hold with all this justifying, Lark. That seems to have thrown the jurors off. I smell collusion too.
It seems none of them have experienced this before.
Alright then, the summation examination. A defense procedure no practicing lawyer has attempted for years, is it? Well, just maybe, it might be the opportunity we've been looking for, to turn this trial around.
So be it then. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, the court hereby calls upon you to state the grounds on which you find the defendant, Magnus McGilded, guilty of the most serious crime.
I love how this game does things. Honestly, this is all very exciting. Like, I wasn't expecting that everybody was going to unanimously vote against us. I thought that was it. Like, I'd fucked up and I didn't do something. But it's just introducing another mechanic that is going to make us pick apart the jury's reasoning. It's great. It's wonderful. I hope to learn the mechanics soon. 60 times ago. I will never know the mechanics of anything. I think that's like the point of this stream. Steven, if it improves your viewing experience, then no. Oh my god. Phil, you know I played Three Houses yesterday. And you know what we were dealing with? Six 6 siege tomes. I'm sorry, 4 siege tomes and 2 ballistas. Infinite reinforcements. And the Death Knight. Oh! And Pegasus Knights that had 50 attack speed. I just... it was chapter 20 of Blue Lions. It was one of the most fucked up things I've ever dealt with in Fire Emblem. If I'm being completely honest. I like maddening, but I don't like that at the later stages, their answer to difficulty is just, fuck it, infinite reinforcements. And we only won because I accidentally made the Death Knight move. By complete happenstance. It was not planned. But the Death Knight moved. And I was like, now we can kill him. It was 4 hours of complete stress, and I was so captivated. I made the VOD for that episode today, and I found myself rewatching me play it because I was like, the whole time. Okay, anyway, back to the attorney Ing.
There was no one else inside the carriage at the time, so it has to have been him.
Please, just... Ballista, Fire Orb spam, and having 15 uses, it's the laziest, most awful thing they've ever put in a Fire Emblem game. "15 uses. You know, the only reason we even passed was because of Hilda. Hilda actually, like, soloed a corner by herself. I trust the driver. He has an excellent memory, it seems. 4 passengers with fares totaling 20 pence. Oh my. And he stuck the chap next to him just like this. Brazen, I must say. Absolutely brazen. I've simply typed and collated all the statements made thus far and drawn the logical conclusion.
You can trust the guild. Fair fares is our motto. We haven't raised prices above 4 pence for years.
The scoundrel stabbing the poor man on the floor. It beggars belief. Oh, Phil, you got this all wrong. I'm starting to wish I hadn't pushed for this. No, what are you talking about? Each one of them said something whack. Some of the jurors don't seem to have wonderfully formed arguments, though, do they? Well, let's see what we can do. We need to get these 6 people to change their minds. Well, also, Jam, guy with the knife said, like this. And that's not how the victim died. The victim died like this. I'll have to throw everything I can at them and use some very persuasive language
Just a moment, Mr. Naruhodo. According to my book, that's not quite how it works.
Oh? I thought I was gonna have to thaw their icy minds with some heartwarming rhetoric about the defendant.
Unfortunately, once the jurors have decided the defendant is guilty, they're unlikely to heed anything the defense says.
But then...
They've reached their conclusions by their own reasoning, you see. Your pleas will sound like excuses. In fact, it could recoil on you. The more you try to persuade them, the more entrenched they may become.
Then what on earth am I supposed to do?
Oh dear, I'm just citing what I've read about British law, Mr. Naruhodo.
Right, I'm sorry. Do you have any idea how to make this work then?
Well, from what I can understand, the key to this procedure is using the jurors' own words to make your arguments.
What do you mean?
Well, the 6 members of the jury are randomly selected members of the public. They may appear to present a unified front, but the truth is, they are complete strangers who just happen to find themselves here in the courtroom together.
How'd you do, Kev?
Kind of a vegetable.
Where are you?
My ankle fucked up today, or like the last 2 days.
Your ankle? Kevin. And that's a way to break them down, you mean?
Yes, exactly! You must listen very carefully to what each member of the jury says and see if we can identify any contradictory statements.
Oh, Danganronpa prepared us for this.
If we can, we should contrast the statements and pit the corresponding jurors against each other.
I see. So it's contradictions in what 2 or more jurors say that we're looking for. In a way, then, this is similar to a regular cross-examination.
Oh, yes, I suppose you're right.
Find contradictions in the statements and pit the jurors against one another to break them down. Although I might be able to pull this off. No, that's not right. I have to pull this off.
We can start proceedings then, Council. I would ask you to take the stand for this. I'm expecting a clear and concise rebuttal.
Yes, my lord.
I'm so excited!
Please, no Hangman's Gambit. So, okay. There's this new pit command.
Is this done? Wash.
What should I look for?
Yeah.
There's a pen in there.
Fine.
Oh yeah? How'd you like it, Matt? So I'm already thinking the first thing I want to pit against is the guy saying that he was stabbed this way, and then what the granny said, Phil. So we're gonna try that.
What do you prefer?
I had a roast beef sandwich.
Objection!
Those two statements are completely contradictory.
What? Explain, Council, post haste.
Oh, dearie me. I was only knitting a Staryu for my friend. What is all this claptrap? What does contradictory even mean, I ask you? We've heard from more than one witness that they allegedly saw the actual moment when the defendant stabbed the victim. Now, out of curiosity, juror number 3. What? You can't you see that I'm busy here? How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim? What sort of motion was it? Ha! Want to test me, do you? It was like this! Stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. Just like the prim banker said.
Yes, that was Mr. Fairplay's testimony. Quite true.
Now then, juror number 6. Oh, is that me? What can I do for you, young man? How would you say the defendant stabbed the victim, madam? Oh, well, dear, as far as I understand it... It was like this. He stabbed the poor man after he'd collapsed on the floor. The coachman said so. Now don't move! Take a look at these two jurors. He stuck the fellow next to him without even getting up. And he stabbed the poor man after he'd collapsed on the floor.
Well, I never. They're stabbing in totally different directions.
What? Bless my stitches, what a muddle. What this tells us is that there's a strong possibility one of the witnesses isn't telling the truth. Oh! But why? Why the dickens would they lie? I don't know that yet. But what I do know is that if the trial ends at this point, we may never find out. We may never know the real truth. Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, can I really let that happen in all good conscience? Lies, you say? Oh, dearie me. I can't abide people telling lies. The scales.
I don't believe it. Wait! Now hear this, my fellow jurors. I warn you, you cannot listen to this man. Look at him in his black suit. He's clearly some devious Eastern sorcerer using magic on us.
If I could use magic, do you really think I'd be putting myself through all this? Yeah, Grandma Phil literally just saved us. Hold on, E7 is... E7 is beckoning. Let me fix this real quick. Really? I moved Yuna onto my Wyvern team because of Fail today. And I thought he was memeing at first, but actually Yuna's fucking amazing. Speed buff is such an amazing buff, I can't even tell you.
Answer me this, Dark Jinx.
Huh? Me?
What exactly is the problem? What of it if two witnesses have slightly different recollections of events?
What of it?
Let's say the Shylock did stab the victim as he was sat next to him on the omnibus, and this young dandy saw him do it. And now let's say the victim collapsed on the floor, and then the Shylock stabbed him again. Well, what do you say to happen like that, Who are you calling a dandy, sir? Why, I should take this knife to you. Who are you calling old? Why, I should take this needle to you.
Oh, Zanzis, if you're not using Furious in Wyvern 13, then you're only getting half the episode. Or whatever Rue says about Untucked. Oh, they're ready to kill each other now. But could the foreman really... Oh, could the foreman of the jury be right? Did the two witnesses see two different moments of the same crime? It's out of the question. Unfortunately, Mr. Foreman.
What is it, you dark jinx? Come on, out with it!
Oh, really? I run my Furious on 100% reject gear. I think all of his pieces are 70 grade. And he works for Wyvern like a fiddle. What you're suggesting is impossible. It's out of the question.
What are you talking about, man? How can you possibly say that? You do realize that I'm only doing my job. As foreman of the jury, I have a responsibility to steer everyone in the right direction. So where's your evidence, man? That's what we want to see. I say the two witnesses saw different moments of the same crime. If you say that's out of the question, then show me proof. Well, obviously it's in the post-mortem report, bitch. It looks like the only way I'm going to convince him is to present him with something he can't dismiss. Some irrefutable hard evidence. As you wish. What?
I'll give you the proof. It's out of the question that the two witnesses saw two different moments of the same crime. Proven by... single stab wound to the abdomen. Present. Take that. This is the victim's autopsy report. According to what's written here, Mr. Mason was stabbed in the abdomen only once.
Only once?
It's quite simple. The victim was stabbed precisely one time. which means these witnesses can't possibly have seen two different times. Alright, I concede defeat. Well done, Mr. Naruhodo. You did it. If we can manage to change two more jurors' minds, we can force the trial to continue. Two more. Actually, there is something else that's been bothering me about a couple of their assertions. And that's where you must strike next. So I need to pit two more jurors against each other and show there's another contradiction in their assertions. Exactly. You can do it.
Well, the scales of justice have shifted, but they still weigh heavy on the side of guilt. Counsel, you have the floor again. Continue with your summation examination.
I'm no lover of the rich, but I despise liars even more. Innocent is my call, for now at least. I have simply typed and collated all the statements made thus far, and drawn the logical conclusion.
You can trust the guild. Fair fares is our motto. We haven't raised prices above 4 pence for years.
Oh! Well, that's the other contradiction. Because the other one said that the total price for 4 passengers was 20 pence. If 4 pence is the price, then it would be 16 pence. No.
Magic is just like math.
I'm so glad that we can do magic. Because I'm gay and I can't do math.
Objection.
Those two statements clearly contradict each other.
Did you explain yourself, counsel?
Me? Oh dear, what have I said?
I swear on Silverblaze's mane and name, I haven't the first idea of what you're talking about.
According to the group testimony we've heard so far, I love that it shows him pacing like this, it's amazing. There were 4 passengers on the omnibus on the night in question. According to the coachman, Mr. Beppo, he took 20 pence in fares. Bless you, Kelly. Quite right. I have those precise details typed neatly here in front of me. And juror number 5 also told us the following. The fare for the omnibus is always 4 pence.
That it is. A fair and convenient single price. Just the way London's carriage should be operated.
So that clearly means there was a 5th person that nobody... Alright, we got this. But that doesn't add up at all. In fact, it leaves a glaring discrepancy in the facts.
Why, man? Why?
4 passengers paying 4 pence each. If you do the multiplication... it would be 16 pence. Exactly. As I said, it doesn't add up. The figures are different. By 4 pence, in fact. Oh, he's doing the thing Kazuma used to do. Or precisely, 1 person's fare.
1 person's fare?
Yes, in other words, on the omnibus that night, it's distinctly possible that there was another passenger we've heard nothing about.
Good gracious! This can't be right. The coachmen of the guild are good, honest men, one and all. Trustworthiness is our watchword.
The figures your coachman claims most certainly do not add up. Your watchword, good sir, is a fallacy. Regal Music Official. You can DM me on Twitch, how's that?
I beg your pardon.
Mr. Guildmaster, I think you ought to consider that if this trial were to end now, the news will surely spread all over London. The news that one of your coachmen tried to hide the fact that he lets nefarious characters ride his omnibus. Right then, how do I make it so this miserable trial doesn't end, I love that. Well, according to my book here, you simply launch a ball of fire into the innocent side of the set of scales.
Now hold your horses there, coachman. We were all in agreement. Why do you... Wait till I get my hands on you, Beppo!
Ha ha ha!
Ugh, this is all very irritating.
Begging your pardon, sir. I'm going to do the same.
For the love of Mike, not you as well!
A penny can be the difference between a smile and a tear, after all. I certainly can't put my trust in someone who doesn't follow my exacting standards in financial matters. Yet the mechanics are honestly so good, Steven. I feel like this game's storytelling is just very, very on point. I, for one, think it's only proper that we hear from the witnesses again. Wait, that means 4 jurors are now leaning toward not guilty. We've done it, Mr. Naruhodo! Dots, welcome to the stream. I'm glad to hear that I'm striking a lot of chords with you. Please feel free to stick around and enjoy. Fire Emblem's my favorite series, and Ace Attorney, this is my favorite... Wow, this is my first Ace Attorney game, but it's been really, really, really good so far, so we continue. Oh yeah, fighting games afterthought. Don't even pay attention to that. Oh yeah? Hey, Binding Blade is a lot of fun in all of its crazy design choices. I love Binding Blade a whole lot. I think it's my favorite GBA Fire Emblem. We've done it, Mr. Naruhodo! We've won! No, we haven't. We have to prove.
What are you playing at, you dandy fool?
Shut your trap, sir! No one deceives me! Stan Dorothy, she's rad. I've literally never used Dorothy. Though, so some of my friends are telling me I should do a hard mode run where we actually use Sophia. And I'm very tempted. I could add Dorothy to that list, easy. I think the last time we completed Binding Blade... Did we use anybody that was super ridiculous? I think maybe Cecilia.
She was so bad, wasn't she?
If you side-by-side Clarine promoted and Cecilia when you get her, it's like... This is the Mage General of Etruria. I love Cecilia, though. AA is your favorite series of... Yeah. So, when it comes to visual novels, I don't think anything will ever beat Danganronpa for me, but I am very impressed by this game. I also think the main character is extremely cute, so that helps. But Danganronpa, it really like sold me on visual, like mystery visual novels in general. It's when I play something for the first time, it has a really big impression on me. So it's very hard to like overcome that. So Danganronpa will forever be my favorite visual novel, but this is a really interesting and fun to play game. This trial in particular, it's just like I said, it's very exciting. It's very hype. There's new mechanics being introduced, and there's a mystery, and we're kind of piecing it together in a not obvious way. And what I like about this over Danganronpa, if we're gonna go there, is that Danganronpa has a system. Like, it almost has like a rubric that it follows, where first you suspect one character, and it's too obvious to be true. And then there's another character that you suspect, and that one's too obvious to be true. And then... And we really fell into that algorithm while we were playing Danganronpa on stream, where we looked at murder cases and we're like, well, it can't be this character because they're getting sus too early. This game, the plot twist can come at literally any time. Especially because this game introduces characters during the trials. It's not like you have this built-up relationship with characters and then shit goes down. And that makes it really dynamic in Danganronpa, right? Because you get really attached to the characters and you pray that they don't kill somebody or get killed. Both are good. Neither is wrong. It's just different style. Yeah. So we went Danganronpa, and then we played Zero Escape, and now we're on to Ace Attorney. No one deceives me!
But we had a consensus!
I said shut your trap! I know a liar when I see one, and if the chap ever dares to cross the threshold of my shop, I'll take this razor-sharp blade and shave every last hair off his head. Do you still do it tonight, Steven? And like yesterday, did you do it? Please tell me he's a barber. Oh my god, amazing. Wait, Steven, why are you not replaying this one? This one seems incredible.
Well, in quite a remarkable turn of events, the defense's summation examination has flipped the balance of the scales of justice.
Steven, that is wild. Listen, Famicom Detective Club came out and you bought it and played it. Where is your copy of this? Here's the thing. Okay, I'm listening. I considered streaming my playthrough on Twitch, so I held off, but now I just need to play it. Yeah, fair. You were trying to figure it out if you wanted to stream, right? I will say, Danganronpa spoils you a little bit as a streamer because all of the class trials are fully voice acted. And this is a lot of reading. But I am not, right? I am not shy of being able to complete this task. I will read the game to you. I am very happy to do so. I'm very happy to do so. And I will say, all right, since we started streaming, like, what, 4 years ago, I feel like my ability to read publicly has improved tenfold. That is the truth. Just ask Alice. Ja, have you been enjoying this trial? I am fully engaged in this, and I love it. I'm gonna be right back. We're gonna get a little bit more wine, and then we're gonna go from there.
Where are you?
Another happy customer.
Thank you for the follow.
Where are you?
Oh, Regal, thank you so much. Thank you very much for the follow, Regal. And where's our new buddy, Dot? Ha! Right here. Oh.
Santa.
I know he does look like Santa. I almost made him ho ho ho.
The defense's summation examination has flipped the balance of the scales of justice. The jurors now stand at 2 for guilty and 4 for not guilty. Accordingly, there is no longer a large enough majority among the jury for me to adjudicate. And the trial must continue. I hereby ask the defense, prosecution, and witness to return to their places, and I call upon all of you to continue to pursue the truth.
All right, Regal. We'll catch you next time. Pangy gonna have a house band. That would be exciting.
So, Lord Van Zykes, continue to substantiate the case for the prosecution, if you please.
Look at this king, Kev.
Blood.
It's wine.
Vladimir.
Having savored the rich aroma of the carmine contents of this hallowed chalice, it may seem crass to crush it to dust. Pray forgive the discourtesy.
Oh, Ja, you said you went to a bar with a friend. Do you need to be caught up? This has been a very interesting... I say first trial, but like... He's this legendary prosecutor who never loses a case. And he's prosecuting against us, defending this dude that was inside of an omnibus and allegedly murdered the person sitting next to him. But it seems that each person that boards the omnibus pays 4 pence, and the total number of pence given to the driver was 20, which means there are 5 people who were on board. And there's 2 witnesses, because the omnibus has 2 levels. There's people sitting below, and then a sunroof, and then the people sitting above. And the people sitting above are the witnesses, and they saw below that somebody was murdered. So what probably happened is somebody else murdered within the lower level of the omnibus, and the person we're defending says that they fall asleep on these things. He was probably asleep. So we are trying to dig ourselves out of like being super far behind. It's just like my SMT fight with Beelzebub.
Lord Van Zykes!
Is it cold in here, or is it just me?
As your acquainted tome no doubt says, the prosecution may not speak during a summation examination. What I think about the witnesses thus far, I don't really have much of an opinion on any of them. They just said their statements, and I'm kind of like, okay, we're gonna deal with you later. I can't tell if Beppo is cold or if he's drunk. And I feel like First has something to hide, and so does Fair Play.
Another happy customer.
Dots. Thank you for the follow. So I honored a deathly silence and listened to the charade. It seems I overestimated the intelligence of the jury. Well, no matter. There is nothing so hard to prove as a self-evident truth, it would seem. No, and why else would we grace the courtroom with our presence after all? So, let us proceed to the next round of battle. Oh. Bring forth the witnesses once more. Now, here's what we're probably about to address. The dude in the middle, Fair Play, has his name in the book of people who owed money to the defendant. Now, if that's true, then why the fuck is... Okay, I don't get it. I don't get it yet, but we will get it, and we are going to question this. Witnesses! I trust you heard the summation examination we have just had to endure.
Oh, yes, sir, that I did, sir.
Of course I heard it.
Oh, yes, sir, I heard it.
You, sir, on the end, the coachman. I believe it's Beppo.
Yes, sir, my lord, sir.
If it transpires that in your previous testimony you were attempting to veil the presence of a fifth passenger on your omnibus, you will be found guilty of perjury. You are advised to bear that in mind, sir.
Oh mio Dio!
Now then, witnesses, I hereby call on you to testify before the court again. You will explain the various misgivings brought to our attention by the defense's summation examination. Okay.
Open for business.
With an M, with that beautiful raid. Hello. Legend Wolf, welcome. How are we doing? Weepin' Bell is extremely legendary and deserved to be praised. I don't know that I know the context, but... Hello and welcome, everybody! We are playing some Great Ace Attorney Chronicles. We are in the middle of the third chapter, and it is beautiful. Welcome, everyone. If you don't know me, I've known with an M for a minute and a half, and I'm LPT, Pangy, Paul, you can call me whatever you want. We stream a variety of games, although I do lean towards JRPGs, and I guess visual novels, and now mobile games, and sometimes fighting games. Anyway, welcome. For that long, indeed. What were we playing tonight with an M? What were you doing? Or a visual novel gacha game stream. Sekiro. Sometimes JRPGs. Dots, I literally love questions, so never apologize. What fighting games? So, I've been in the US fighting game community for... Oh lord, I'm gonna date myself. 12 years?
Currently, I'm playing Melty Blood type Lumina. I used to play Under Night Inbirth, Blaze Blue, Guilty Gear Strive a bit. Oh, nice, Dots. UMVC3 was a game I only training moded and never actually played because the game was extremely wild.
Customer.
Legend... Oh, I'm sorry. Le Golden Wolf. Thank you for the follow. But yeah, my first competitive fighting game was Melty Blood Act Cadenza, which was a really fucking long time ago at this point. So I'm kind of a relic. But I still do love fighting games, but I will never adamantly super practice them like I used to back in the day. I don't think I'm ever going to be relevant ever again. I am one of the most noted American Byakuya players at Under Night. Blaze Blue, Rachel. I'm somewhat well known in those communities, but other than that, I got nothing. Do you play Pokemon games? I do. I do play Pokemon. I don't know if I will continue to play Pokemon because I was fairly disappointed by Sword and Shield. I was in a Dynasty Warriors game. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I put a lot of time into Pokemon XY, a little bit of time into Sun and Moon, and we tried to make it happen with Sword Shield, but it was just... Yeah, Pokemon Snap, I think I played it a total of 3 times. That game was not money well spent. Le Golden Wolf, please feel free to send me any fan game you make, and I'd love to check it out.
I only carried 4 passengers that night, I swear it. But,
And you tried to get me into Snap? Yeah, but Jam, that's like my thing, right? Any game I'm playing, I will try to make you believe that you should play it too. Unless if I think the game is terrible. Like, there's a lot of games we've played that I would not recommend to my friends. Penny scam me good. Yeah, I'm not a scammer, but I am convincing. Right? Look at the number of people I've gotten into Genshin. Although I will say, certain people have fallen off from Genshin, and I think that is telling. And that's not on me. That's them. That's a them thing. Suikoden Tactics, I would never recommend to anybody to play. I put up with a lot of shitty games and finished those games, and I could not finish Suikoden Tactics. I just want you to realize that if there is a game, if there is a game that is so bad that I won't complete it, it should be noted. And Suikoden Tactics is one of those. Yeah, Jam. Look, there's like a certain genre of games that just... They want the player to go on a long, everlasting grind, and that is not...
Long, everlasting goats, Papa.
That is not your shtick. It is not. So, there are many games that are going to fall on deaf ears when it comes to should Jam play this.
Well, I for one was told that I had to pay 5 pence for the bus.
Oh, is that true? He fiddleth on the fair, he did, and then I thought that blood-curdling fighteth well, if all too much.
I tell you, I saw McGilded stabbing that man. Everything I said before stands.
Oh, yes, he stabbed him. Yes, he did. I think so. Yes.
Council, make sense of this for me, please.
The phantom fifth passenger conjured into existence by the learned Eastern friend never existed. The confusion has arisen from the coachman's sly little cozenage.
Beppo, explain yourself!
I'm terribly sorry, Guildmaster.
The guild's fare is 4 pence across the board, you know that! Am I to understand that you've been overcharging our passengers by a penny fare? A penny a fare!
It's so cold, and that last run of the day is always half empty.
You have been dishonest, coachman.
E-tier. I think you're right the second time. My personality is lively, not troubled. Maybe both. And you know what? That's fine. You know what? Objection, E-tier. This screen is a perfect example of the fact that I am both lively and troubled. And no one can dispute that. No one. Right? This is why people watch my channel and interact with me, because I am lively and troubled. And everybody knows. Esteban Dulce, welcome to the stream. Ina Garten does not mean I'm troubled.
Power of water is its ability to take any shape.
I just enjoy good Food Network television. What is wrong with my shirt? Honestly, I like this shirt a whole lot. I think it's great. It's like the only polo I've ever liked wearing. Oh. Well, sorry, Jam. I'm just like on defense. You're a Food Network slob. Alton Brown. Yeah, but Esteban, Alton Brown was homophobic. So I immediately unstan.
Wait, he was?
Yes.
Isn't he not straight?
Yeah, I always thought it was one of those situations. Your favorite is the blue screen t-shirt? Oh, I haven't worn that in a long time. We'll dig it up. When we move, I'm gonna throw out a ton of my old shit, and only that which is worth wearing will be remained. So, please look forward to it, heirs.
I'm sorry.
You're a disgrace, Beppo, a disgrace!
I think I'll decide by myself. The content will still be newer than E7. That is the fucking truth. That is like mega grade T.
That is the truth.
Yeah. E7 needs to get it together, or like heads will roll. I'll keep playing, but the heads will roll. more of my friends will lose interest in the game.
Blood will flow like a river.
That's right. I will crack heads, but not Tux's head. He's stuck forever.
And your selfish actions have brought dishonor onto the entire guild.
Yeah, like Golden Wolf. So now that you followed, you will notice a lot of our streams, I will do Epic 7 and then something else. Because Epic 7 we try to play on stream as much as possible. It's a game we've played for a long time, and I truly love it, even if it's not doing a great job of being good right now. Oh, and for anybody that's new here, if you want to use my channel's voice commands, we have like 200 of them. You have to be in chat for 2 hours. How could this be happening? Yeah, I think Kevin made like chicken parm sandwiches. They smell really good, and I'm really hungry, so that's wonderful. Anyway, if I may, Thur, I had to pay 10 pence on the bus just last week.
What?
4 passengers at 5 pence each is, yes, 20 pence.
You stay up till 12 a.m. Golden Wolf, where are you watching from? My typical... Okay, so I'm just gonna throw this up there. All right, we got our schedule right here for the upcoming week. We play a lot of things throughout the week. A lot. And sometimes I even break what's on the schedule. But we ganbate our best. Minnesota, nice. Okay, cool. I'm in California, so I'm PST. We usually start at around 5 or 6 p.m. during the week because I have a full-time job during the week, and sometimes I just can't start before that. I try, but you know how it goes. No matter what we're playing, it's always a good time, and I love the company, so please feel free always to stop by and say whatever it is you feel like saying, because I would love to talk about it. Anyway.
I've done the arithmetic 10 times already, but I just can't make the result come out differently.
No, that figures.
Well, it would appear that one of the aforementioned misgivings has already been explained. So, counsel for the defense, your cross-examination, if you please.
Golden Wolf, we gotta... Listen. Get it together.
Did you see a child's banner?
Here's the thing. The leak is a copy pasta of the Yayaka banner.
They confirmed it.
Oh.
They posted it themselves.
So who is it?
Tartaglia, Changdong,
Yan Fei.
Yanfei, and
Who's your thing? Why would they do that? That was literally Ayaka's banner.
At least there's no Barbara or Xinyan in there.
The only bad part, Kev...
I already have C6 Changyang.
The only bad part is that there's no Bennett.
Yeah. I mean, that's fine. That's fine. That just means I don't have to roll on his banner. No Asayu.
I mean, I'd like dupes of any of those characters, so I'll take it.
Yeah, I mean, my Changyang's fully constellation. I don't have Yanfei.
You don't have her?
which I want, but I'm not gonna.
We've already had the pleasure of a protracted summation examination today. I see you intend to continue with parlor games.
I know, no Barbara is the good news. Absolutely. All right. Here's what I'm thinking, guys. It has been a good introduction. I want to eat my food, and it is getting late. I think we are going to cap tonight's stream there and pick up with this next part of the trial next stream, which the next one for Ace Attorney will be on Saturday. But I want to devour my food and relax. I might do a little bit of work tonight. We'll see. Anyways, listen. This was a great session. This game is crazy and very fun. We will be picking this up next weekend since we do visual novels on the weekend. We have other games that will happen in the middle of the week. Please, I will see you guys there. Everybody have a wonderful night. Thank you so much for tuning in, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Night-night. He's on what?